did the horses really have chokers?
They didn't. They have mouth harnesses, which is slightly worse, I think.
Let's actually just start off and talk about that scene, because that scene is actually such a nail biter. Literally, the guy next to me was biting his nails.
He was? Maybe that's just a terrible habit he can't shake. I think
well, I knew him personally, and I don't think he naturally is a nail biter.
But
that scene, literally, there were many moments where you're just like, holy, because it's so intense. Yeah. But what is it actually like when you're filming that scene?
Well, the ambition was to do exactly that, to leave it that we did it at full speed. We didn't have to speed up the footage like our predecessors had to with the different technology back then. So I can't explain how exhilarating it is to be dragged around by 4 horses and realize they have all the control, but you've somehow tricked them into thinking you have control by saying the word whoa. I don't know how it works really, but we managed to trick these incredibly bright, beautiful creatures to doing what we said. It's too exhilarating to explain. It's just impossible, but it is honestly the best experience I've had. I chipped a tooth. I ended up with Jim Carrey hair, but I still... Yeah, I fixed it now, yeah. Got my chipped tooth fixed. But yes, it's incredible.
So that scene, you're actually doing a lot of that stunt work yourself?
We do it all. It never actually came under the category of stunt work. Just being taken around by the horses. Once we'd gone through the process, the insurance says, okay, so they've learned this. This is a learned skill. It's like sword fighting. You can't just go in, you've got to get your stuntman to do it if you can't learn that thing. Or if you can't ride a horse, you're only allowed to sit on a horse held by 2 people. So if you've learned it and you've gone through the process and the expense of the movie to teach you that, you're then at a level in insurance where you can actually do it. So we don't actually, when it tilts onto one wheel is a stunt. And that's about the only stunt within that thing. So when we're racing each other, we're doing 38 miles an hour. We're racing each other through fields, through flat field.
So then how is that shot? Because we're getting an angle from in front of you and you guys are coming at us. So where's the camera?
So we had different things. The beauty of doing this and the ability to do it is cameras. Even these cameras are so light now, we can put them on a rig on the chariot and it's not that much added weight. You're talking maybe 10 pounds. So once you've only really got that 10, 20 pounds, depending on lenses and rigs, we can go through the whole process at full speed. And this thing's on a gyroscopic, so it's staying still while that thing's moving. And they can shoot across me onto Jack, and we can shoot at the end of a pole back to us. We can go through the whole thing. The difficulty was opening your eyes. Because you're doing this because you can't see. So
there
you have
actually
to open your eyes
sand?
and open your mouth. It's a sand sawdust track. It's the real deal.
That's
the
insane.
thing that chipped my tooth was a stone because you've got 4 horses. So I had the saliva of the horses just come back and...
That's amazing.
It's delicious.
What a great job.
Much grass.
The 1959 original Ben-Hur was not just an average film, it was a phenomenon, and it garnered 11 Oscars. So was there pressure for you when you took on this role of Masala?
There was. I felt that way, and everyone was like, the original, and then I was like, oh, it was a best-selling book. And then it was a play. And then it was a silent movie. And each time those things happened, there was a big, like, the original Ben-Hur, the original, how can you turn this play into this terrible You know, there's all these things that go on, and people are in uproar about nothing, really. We wanted to tell this because the book tells about forgiveness. It's a point of view of 2 friends, one driven by ambition and the yearn to be respected, the other who has family duties in his state of royalty, and how they come back and miss one another and totally collide and cause these terrible mistakes. And it was very much good guy, bad guy, but we were then able to interpret another level and say, well, what if he just made a terrible, terrible mistake at a very crucial point in their lives? And so Masala, my character, makes that mistake with Judah, and there's no going back from it. We've made that mistake. There's no hindsight to be had. We just made it, it's terrible, and it goes forward. And then comes the forgiveness. And how much strength that takes, how much courage it takes to forgive someone of something. People talk about, yeah, you know, I'm dark, I'm brutal, I've done this and that. And they think that's a difficult path. But what's so difficult is when you've got nothing, violence is instant. You take out a weapon, it's instant. Everybody understands that. To be decent and kind is hard, hard work, especially in the face of oppression. And history shows us that. So making this film shouldn't only tell you about forgiveness, but should say, truly try and comprehend from someone else's point of view what they have done to be around today, it is drastic what people have achieved.
Made in Hollywood.
Thanks for watching this interview. As always, don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think in the comment section below. For the next Made in Hollywood interview, click right here. Do it. Click it.